Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in this wonderful world of ours. Welcome to the Tuesday episode of OOTP 23 and Laptop Hound. It seems like I just talked to you guys. Well, I kind of did less than 24 hours ago. So how are you guys doing on this Tuesday? I hope your day is going well. And as the meme says, I'm here to make your Tuesday a little bit better. Hopefully, send some of that positive energy down from Canada, down into the US, over the pond into Europe and Asia. People watching from Germany and Britain. Very, very cool that today we can reach out. I remember in the old days, it used to be pen pals. If you're a Gen Xer or a baby boomer, you might remember there used to be such thing as pen pals, where you would write a letter to someone in a foreign land or across country, and you would wait like 4 weeks or 6 weeks, and then you would get a letter back from them, and you would correspond, and maybe over the course of the year you would send 10, 15, 20 letters to your pen pal. Well, we can do that a lot easier now. As I always told my kids when I was teaching, you guys don't believe how lucky you have it in terms of communication and the ease of communication. We got a lot going on today, guys. We are going to look at the perfect draft that we did yesterday. We're going to check in on all three teams. Yes, we are going to rip some packs and hopefully have some good conversation. Let's roll that beautiful 30-second intro. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. And again, welcome if you're just tuning in to the 50th, my 50th Twitch episode. Wow, almost up to my age in terms of number of episodes. So yes, 50 episodes on Twitch. I've got about 100 YouTube episodes. So yeah, I've been kind of a busy guy pumping out the YouTube and the Twitch content for OOTP, a game that I've loved for, I guess it's going on 14 versions now of OOTP, and of course 4 versions of Perfect Team. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you're following. Hopefully, at some point you think about a subscription and help out the channel and let me get some more emotes. What do I got? 512 followers right now and my 50th episode. So thank you to the recent followers. Phoenix ZZZ, who followed me at the end of yesterday's episode, and NBLAU, thank you for the follow too. It's very, very awesome to, again, reach out to people all across the world. No longer, if your, grandma or relative lives across country or in a different province or in a different country altogether, do you have to, send the snail mail where you lick the stamp, you put it on the letter, and then it gets to grandma like 3 weeks later. Now we can instantly communicate through chat, through email, through, Skype or FaceTime. Very, very easy to do. Sometimes, it can get you to some difficulties with some of these online debates that go on, but very different than when I was a kid and you would have to use the rotary phone. Yeah, you Gen Xers, you baby boomers, remember those rotary phones? And then you had the cord, the windy cord that would only reach so far. There was no such thing as internet. Back when I was a kid, it was a phone. And if you lived rural, you had a line, a party line, it was called in Alberta, where, people within the same area would share the same line. So you'd pick up the receiver, and if someone was talking, you politely put it back down. And then if you wanted to make a call, you picked up the receiver. And if you heard the dial tone, no one else was using it at the moment. crazy times back then. And of course, you know, you don't eavesdrop on conversation. There's a little click that you would hear if someone picked up the line. So you would know, kind of, if someone was eavesdropping. So I don't know if they had that in the cities, you know, the smaller cities in America or in Canada, those party lines, but much different now. And then we got the push phones where you could push the button instead of cranking it all the way around. And then, of course, we had the cell phones, the car cell phones. I don't know if you've ever had one of those big, clunky car cell phones. And then, of course, we have what we do today. If I stream on April 1st, you'll need to say, roll that beautiful bean footage, and then roll 30 seconds of beans into the footage. Well, remind me as that day comes along. I don't know if April 1st falls on a Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, my streaming days, but if it does, yeah, we'll have to do something special, because that is a very special day for a few reasons. So yes, again, welcome guys to the 50th episode, almost said 30th. And yeah, a lot of content to get through today. No giveaway today. Our next giveaway will be on Thursday. We'll give away another 20 packs on Thursday, and don't have all the content completely planned out, but yeah, I'm sure we'll have some fun on Thursday with that giveaway. Yeah, Erie GM, time flies, not only in physical years and days and weeks and months, but also in Twitch. So I started on September 29th, I think was my very first episode. And they don't archive them on Twitch for longer than like a week or 2 weeks. So I do try and put them up on YouTube. I try and put at least one episode a week up, archive it on YouTube. They don't all automatically go over. I kind of manually do that because I like to do a little bit of editing and take out the commercial breaks before I put it on YouTube. And yeah, I think my very first one is still up there on my YouTube channel. So again, YouTube is where I started. I always mention this because sometimes there's new players that come across this channel for the first time. And they're like, how do I play this game? What do I do? Where do I start? Because honestly, it can be overwhelming. Once you get into franchise and see all the multitude of options that you have and settings and menus, and then you get into Perfect Team and you see all these leagues and cards and, again, settings that you can use, it can be extremely overwhelming. So I always like to point out my YouTube channel where I have many different kind of tutorials for new users. And a lot of you that have looked at these as new users have said some of the things are helpful. Again, they're not catered towards the veteran users. They are catered more towards people that are just discovering the game. Maybe you got it for Christmas. Maybe you bought it when it went on sale last week and you're just getting into OOTP 23. Because we all started somewhere, right? We all started with some version, and there were probably some people just starting now. So on my YouTube channel, you can go and find these videos that give you all tips and advice on breathing a little bit, easing into the game, finding kind of the right early players through your missions and the cheap cards on the card shop, your meta cards like your Rob Deere, your Jody Reed, your Dave Kingman, getting in the tournaments to try and earn more packs. And of course, when I started YouTube, it was my Gladiator series, and I would put up 2 or 3 videos a week where I would go through my Gladiator season right from the very first episode where I open my starter packs. I also have some perfect draft episodes from OOTP 22 and some content from the other 2 apps that I kind of follow. Quid, a collecting app where you collect Marvel and Disney and Rick and Morty and Dark Crystal, and they have over 200 brands that you can collect. And also Neon Mob, which is a collecting site too, but it promotes new artists. You can earn money if you're an artist. You can create cards through your art. People open these cards, and then you can earn some revenue from people opening your cards. And it's very easy to figure out and apply and submit your artwork. So if you're interested, if you're an artist or know someone that wants to put their art out there, this is a great way. Imagining opening a pack of cards and there's your artwork right there. So that is Neon Mob, and you can check some of those if you're interested in that. So yes, we are on Twitch episode number 50. So welcome again to the channel. All right, let's see if I'm missing anything in chat. Rob says, hey, laptop, got to complete some missions yesterday to get perfect players. Kevin Brown, Roy Parnell. I think you'll have a good shot in bronze. I like the Kevin Brown card up until maybe a few weeks ago, because there's so many good pitchers that have come out recently. But Kevin Brown, he played extremely well, even into diamond for me. And even when I made perfect a couple seasons, he held his ground as a reliever. You'll eventually move him to the bullpen, but in bronze, yeah, he definitely is a great starter. And same with Roy Parnell, great outfielder, probably up until you get to gold. And then if you ever get to diamond, you'll probably want to get rid of him. Even when you get to gold, with so many good cards now, you might want to find someone else. But for bronze, absolutely, Rob, he should do well for you, and plays some multi-positions too. Rom3S, hey, you played the game for a few years, but you got a ton from my videos. Not just great for a newbie. Well, thanks. You know, Rom, I started in OOTP 10 or 9, somewhere back then, but I learned something every version. If anyone is out there that says they're a master in every aspect of this game, please come on my episode, because I am not even 50% of the way there in mastering franchise or mastering perfect team. I learn something every year. And part of the fun of doing these live streams is learning from you guys. You guys have taught me so much about the game too. And that's what this community, these affiliate programs are about, is sharing information. Not like, oh, I've got the secret ultimate sauce and I'm not going to tell anyone what that is. No, I show you which team, what players and cards I use in iron and bronze tournaments. I don't mind sharing that information. I want you guys to get better, get more competition, get more people involved, because I'm sure so many people try out perfect team and then they get so overwhelmed that they just quit it. It's a steep learning curve. Once you get the basics, though, once you watch some of those videos that I've created, as you said, Rom, then it makes you more comfortable playing perfect team. Even if you don't win all the time, at least you have a good starting point. So thank you, Rom, for that comment there. Rob says, totally trying to save for Mantle in the shop. Yeah, good card. Mantle, top bunt, Mike Trout, Oscar Charleston. If you were to save, I would save up for Oscar Charleston. He's a really good player. Don't save for Ken Griffey. Don't save for, these lower level center fielders. Oscar Charleston can play center, can play left, can play right. He can play at the top of your lineup, even into perfect. A lot of teams will still use Oscar Charleston. So Charleston is one. We'll get into some of the outfielders a little bit later. Heath DG, totally agree. Channel's making you better at the game, also deepening your appreciation. You started with 15. 15, I think, was that blue and green splash background. I think that was that one. I loved that background in OOTP 15. And part of your comment there, Heath, is what I really appreciate when you said that understanding the game helps you appreciate the game even more. And I'm the same way. Even now, when I play my Get in the Game franchise, where you guys create players, I learn about players. Egyptian Healy, Cactus, some of these guys that, like, wow, pretty cool names. And I'm coming across them for the first time, even though I've played this game for 10 years. So yeah, thank you. And if there's any content that you guys feel would be helpful, if you're a new player, or even if you're like Heath and you've played the game for 5-6 years, and there's anything that you think I can create that would help people, shoot me a message on Discord. I don't mind if you send me Discord private messages, and I can create, because I'm looking for more YouTube content to try and help people. I do a lot here, but like I said, I am just one piece of the puzzle. There's so many great minds out there in the game, and whether you do the statistical analysis and play the game that way, or you do the intuitive way where it's just a feel and you look at the results, or whether it's a fun aspect and you say, you know what, I don't care if I win. I just want to have fun and at least be competitive. Yes, good point, Oscar. Good point, Oscar. Good point, Erie. Oscar does require training, but if you're saving and you're in a lower level like bronze or iron or stone, that's kind of what I mean. That's when you should get Oscar, because then you can train him up. So if you do ever get to gold or diamond, he's already trained. So very good point. Or you look for a fully trained Oscar already and get him on the card shop. Cobra, good to see you, 39 Cobra. One of these statistical great minds out there. In the lower levels, if you get Oscar, yeah, start training him in left field. It definitely will pay off. So one of the outfielders that you should consider. His price has come down since he came out, obviously, but I like Oscar. I like him. Another cheap card, if you want a really good center fielder at the lower levels, Paul Hines. You can get him for probably 25,000 perfect points. I loved that card. Even into Diamond, I used Paul Hines a lot, especially versus the left-handed pitchers. So he's another one, sneaky good center fielder at the lower levels. He's not going to hit more than probably 250, 260, but his zone rating, his defensive ability is going to help a lot at the lower levels. Good question. How do you train in perfect team? Play that player at that position. So Oscar Charleston shows as a center fielder. Put him in left field. Maybe even set his position to left field so that if you ever do a auto fill-in of your team, it puts him in left field. But yeah, just make sure in your lineups he's in the left field spot, and that will train him. Takes a while. Takes a lot longer this year than it did in previous years. But as Cobra said, very well worth it. Yeah, you can see the progress right in the ratings. All right, let's get to it. The weather today in beautiful Edmonton, Alberta. You see these wavy lines? It means we got some fog. It's pretty foggy in my area right now. Probably not safe to drive because you can't see too far in front of you, at least in my rural area. But at least it's only -8, or for you Americans, it is 18 degrees. And we're looking pretty good until the weekend when we might get some snow, but much better than -40. Across North America, let's fantasize a little bit about being in warmer weather. We have, what do we got in terms of America here? U.S. Miami sitting at 25 degrees. Oh, that's almost perfect. I would be in shorts and a Toronto Blue Jays t-shirt if I was in Miami right now. 25 degrees, anywhere between 22 and 25 is like ideal for me. In Edmonton, we might get that, I don't know, 30, 40 days a year, those temperatures. It's either really hot or really cold. Cubs fan Steve is sitting at 21 degrees. We've got New Orleans at 18. California still getting bombarded by rain. And there's Edmonton on the right-hand side, -9. Not at the bottom. We've got Blanc-Sablon. I'm guessing in northern Quebec, maybe. It is not showing its temperature. Eureka is the coldest that it's showing at -37 degrees. Yep. I'll take -9 every day. There is your weather update. Thanks, Luke. It's just As a teacher, when I was teaching for over 30 years, I always checked the weather the night before because I drove an hour to work there and an hour to work back. So weather was kind of important to me. I wanted to know what kind of roads I was facing, especially in Canada, where, it's winter 6 months of the year, basically. So, yeah, I've always been kind of a fan of checking out the weather and seeing what it's like. Of course, those of you in California, I feel for you. If you are in California or have family in California, they are getting bombarded. Thousands flee their homes. The death toll is rising as that storm that they're getting. Part two. This is part two of, I think, a 5-part storm coming in the next 10 days. And yeah, it is rough for the people in San Francisco. Where is this here? This is in, San Francisco right here. So it's not going to stop. And this weather system is going to move across the U.S. You are going to get hit with snow or some sort of storm in the Midwest and in northeastern United States as this makes its way across the USA. So stay safe out there. Those people that are experiencing flooding, prayers and good vibes and good wishes to you that the damage is very minimal. Bring on the snow, D. Gray Bill. Where are you from? Because if you want snow, just come a little bit north, probably where you're from. But the snowmobilers love it. The people that do skiing and snowshoeing and ice fishing, there are certain people that just love the winter. I'm more of a autumn, spring guy. I love the autumn with the colors and the leaves, and I love the spring because that means winter's almost done. So North Carolina, okay, yeah, so you probably don't get a lot of that white stuff coming down. Or Vermont, yeah, absolutely. So you know what winters are like. But I would imagine Vermont, snow, but milder temperatures. You probably didn't get down to into the minus 20 degrees Celsius or colder range. Ice fishing, cool. I don't meet a lot of ice fishers, Ludlud. You truly love ice fishing? Never tried it. I have fished, obviously, in the summer off a boat, not big game fishing, pike and salmon and, the typical kind of fish that you see in Canada, but very cool. North Carolina, nice, clear, cool day. Yes. I don't know if North Carolina shows here. I don't know what the big city. Is Charlotte North or South Carolina? But we've got, let's see, we've got Atlanta, which is close to your area, 11 degrees. And don't see any Carolina cities on there. Yeah, I know the states pretty well, but I don't know a lot of the big cities in all of the states. Raleigh. Oh, okay. Charlotte and Raleigh are the two big ones. Well, let's just take a quick look. So I know for the future if we have a Charlotte or Raleigh. No, don't see those. So again, if you're in California, stay safe out there. And like I said, I hope any kind of damage is minimal. So if you were on the show yesterday, if you were on the stream, I said I had to kind of make sure I got out of here right on time because I was going to see a movie. Well, I decided to go see Babylon. Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, a lot of famous actors that you would recognize in there, including one of the versions of Spider-Man. No spoilers, because I hate when people give me spoilers. But if you love period pieces movies, definitely go see this. I think we're going to hear a lot about it during the Oscars and Academy Awards. But if you love that old school time period piece, really good movie. Not one you want to take your kids to. Absolutely do not take your kids to this movie. And it in a nutshell, it represents Hollywood in the mid 1920s to about the mid 1930s. So the transition from silent films to talkies and how Hollywood and actors of that time dealt with the moving from silent to talkie films. Really good movie. I enjoyed it. It gets 8 barks out of 10 for me. But like I said, you got to be prepared. Don't take your kids. And there are some disturbing scenes. If you get disturbed easily by things, it might not be a movie you want to go see. So very cool movie, Babylon with Mr. Brad Pitt. New Jersey. Oh, Rob, you're in New Jersey. Devils fan? The Devils have a good team this year if you are a hockey fan. Or maybe you're a Ranger or Islander fan, because those seem to be the more popular New York teams. Finally got cold. Well, I think you're going to get maybe a little bit of this storm coming from the West Coast. Remember the last content series, the First Timers? I said yesterday, if you get any of these cards, save them. They are likely going to be part of the missions that are coming out. Remember, we do have the full roadmap now for the next 6 weeks. The last new content will be coming out on February the 16th. So that will finish off the final mission set. So this week we are going to get good players, really good players. Based on this right up here, players based on players with big milestones, impressive records. So home run records, stolen base records, RBI records, pitching records, players that we don't have a peak card yet. That's the key. If there are players that are not a peak card of, we're probably going to get them in these missions. Here are some of my choices. Here are 5 I think we're going to see for sure. Cy Young is going to come out at some point. Maybe he's a topper for these missions. Vladdy Guerrero Sr. We have to get a Vladdy Guerrero Sr. He's got to come out at some point. They don't have peak cards yet. They do have cards in the game, but not their peak version. So those are definitely 2 of the 3. There are a few others that I thought of the other night as well. Maybe we see another Nolan Ryan. He does have, I think, 2 or 3 cards out there, but I don't think we have a peak Nolan Ryan yet. So maybe we see one more of him. All right. So this Thursday, Dishnet, 9 p.m. Eastern, for his introduction of the new Milestone 1 series. Well, if you're a real baseball fan, we'll talk about some of the recent moves, but we do have an ad break coming up, so let's get prepared for that. We will be right back in about 90 seconds. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back from those lovely commercial ads from Twitch that keeps us going. So again, coffee is on. Got the coffee today. Double again. I've got my Nespresso. I always talk about Nespresso. No, I'm not sponsored by Nespresso. They would not sponsor a laptop hound on Twitch with 500 followers, but I love the coffee. And I always talk about, but never show you. I don't know if you're familiar with the Nespresso brand, but look at this. It is a version from a Paris creator. Ooh, coffee is an art. Ooh. So I've got a nice hazelnut flavor today with a Starbucks pod too. Yeah, a little bit of maple cream coffee flavoring. And of course, my butterscotch coffee syrup too. Us old guys like butterscotch. So yes, if you haven't tried Nespresso though, if you have a K-Cup or if you have a Keurig or some of those other ones and you can, in your budget, get an espresso machine, oh, night and day in terms of the taste, and still much cheaper than going up to Starbucks for that $5 latte. That's for sure. All right. Yes, my coffee and my weather obsession. That's what you get when you come to Laptop Stream. All right, let's go over some of the latest moves from Major League Baseball. Yesterday, the Brewers signed free agent second baseman Josh Van Meter to a minor league contract. We also have the Angels signing free agent center fielder Brett Phillips. I think I saw on their Twitter. Yeah, there it is there. Out of the Park on their Twitter put down, the best two-way player is now in Los Angeles. I don't think so. Brett Phillips is he signed a 1-year deal with the Angels. So him, Ohtani, Trout, all on the same team. Wade Miley, free agent, signed with the Brewers. Brett Phillips, you miss him on your Rays. Yep. Chris Sharp, minor league deal to the Braves. Luke Jackson to the Giants. Francisco Perez. A lot of these names I'm not familiar with. I don't follow a lot of the minor leagues. Not once they took the team out of Edmonton. The Edmonton Trappers, AAA affiliate for many years with the A's, who I'm sporting today. Got the A uniform, for good vibes for those people in California facing the weather issues. Pedro Castellanos, San Diego signed him as a free agent first baseman. Phillip Evans to the Diamondbacks. Junior Marte to the Phillies. And the Giants traded pitcher Marte to the Phillies for Eric Miller. Okay, so that last one was a deal between the Giants and the Phillies. Let's see if anything's happened today. Yes, we have some moves today. My Toronto Blue Jays have designated Junior Fernandez. Wonder if he's related to Tony. Down for assignment and a trade. We have a trade to announce. The Pittsburgh Pirates trade Zach Thompson to the Blue Jays for Chavez Young. Hey, as a Blue Jays fan, I like that move. I like when the Blue Jays pick up pitchers that are struggling and need a change of scenery, because a lot of the time those pitchers recover and have really good years. Robbie Ray is one example. So I know Zach Thompson last year had, I think he got up to a silver or a gold card last year in OOTP. I think this year he's down to an iron. Is he like a 58 or 59, Zach Thompson? So maybe he can revive his career by coming up to Toronto. Yeah, Evil Empire. You get the close-up. Evil Empire Timmy's is still the #1 company. We have the Infiltrators, Starbucks. We also have a company called Second Cup, which is a Canadian company. They're kind of ranked #3. But the problem is Tim Hortons doesn't make the pods for Nespresso. The pods for Nespresso are different than the K-Cups. So only Starbucks right now, other than Nespresso, makes those specific pods. Otherwise, yeah, I would be Timmy's all the way. Timmy's all the way, eh? Double. Let's go snowshoeing up in northern Canada, eh? And have some maple syrup as we watch the moose go by. And then we can retire to our igloo and watch some Bob and Doug take off, eh? Stereotypes you never hear in Canada. We don't say a boot. Let's go a boot to northern Canada and let's go ice fishing with Lil Chef, and then we can go off and we can go to the West Coast and we can get on some logs and roll those logs, eh? And then maybe we can go get a couple donuts. So we love those honey crullers, eh? And Timmy's. Let's go to Timmy's. Buy a double. Things you never hear in Canada. Okay, so you Americans, don't you stereotype us. If you go to Eastern Canada, yeah, you might hear that more. And if you go to Newfoundland, it's like going to a different country. The dialect that they have there is very difficult to understand. Just YouTube someday Newfoundland dialect comedy, and you'll hear. You might need a translator though. It's very thick. Honey crullers are fire. Yes, they're probably in my top 5. I'm a I'm a sour cream glazed type of donut guy. And coffee, 2 cream, 1 sugar. All right, how do we get back on coffee? You guys are distracting. Again, guys, if you have not been to the OOTP website, make sure you check it out. Go to their forum and you can ask questions. You can look for answers to your questions. Very cool. It has been a staple for me for over 10 years. Discord is kind of where I hang out mostly now. It used to be the OOTP forums, and I'm Laptop Hound on there too. And if you are not in the game, what are you waiting for? Get in the game. Fill out the Google form. Excellent. I already have 5 people that filled it out to get in the next draft. You guys are going to keep me busy. So next Monday or next week sometime when we do our next draft, we will have at least 5 of you in the draft. Let me put that in the chat quickly. There you go. If you're not in the game, fill out that form, get in the game, like Lil Chef and his Kirby Cooper player, named after family members. Very cool. Kirby and Cooper. And we've got some of the affiliates. We've got EVC and NYC, who's got his Blaze Vaughn Brawls. Yeah, very cool. So if you want to fill out that form, you can get in the game. Max 2 players. Don't you be putting in 3 or 4 players. You get 2. But hey, when your player retires, you can always create a new one if you have another idea. All right, let's finish off the comments here. Hi, Daniels. If anyone wants to know what Canada is like, I suggest you put on Stompin' Tom. Yeah, Stompin' Tom. Hello out there. We're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Yeah. Iconic song. Just like in America, you guys have your iconic music, older music. We do too. And Stompin' Tom is one of them. All right, going to transition over to the game. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, so going to start off looking at, if you were on the stream yesterday, we went through a all-perfect draft. So if you were here, you saw me draft a bunch of different players for my team. And I thought it was an okay team, but the issue was, the funny part was, you remember how many catchers I drafted? I drafted 4 catchers. Because I drafted Ivan Rodriguez early because I didn't want to miss out. And then Mickey Cochran came and said, okay, I think he came in right like round 9 or 10. So I said, okay, I'll get my second catcher. And then Yogi Berra came the next round. And you guys were like, take Yogi, take Yogi. He can also play right field. And then in the last round, I think Josh Gibson came. And it's like, how do you pass on one of the best catchers in the game? So I ended up with 4 catchers and probably 4 of the top, I would say 4 of the top 10 catchers in the game right now. Maybe even 4 of the top 6 catchers. You might throw in Johnny Bench, but King Kelly, a lot of people still use King Kelly. So I ended up with a crap load of catchers, and I didn't quite know how that would work out. My pitching staff, I really liked. Sandy, Pedro Martinez, Mike Mussina, Hal Newhouser, Ohtani, Fernandez, Brad Lidge, Doc White, Kirby Yates, Adam Wainwright. Really liked my starting pitching. And then my outfield only got 4. Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Top Bunt Mike Trout, and Ken Griffey. So I did not get Babe Ruth. I did not get Ted Williams. I did not get Oscar Charleston, those guys. So my outfield, kind of shaky. And then in the infield, Jimmy Fox at first with Rod Carew. I like that. Rod Carew is a very underrated card. If you're at the lower levels, I would highly consider you pick up yourself a Rod Carew. He can play first base. He can play second base. I think an underrated card. I can't get to the card shop from here, but it's probably going for about 30, 40,000. And again, he can play first and second. So a good backup for second base. And then I got Lou Whitaker at second, George Brett. Really like my shortstops. Luke Appling. That's not Luke Appling. What's going on here? OOTP, you're drunk. I click on Luke Appling and I get Oscar Charleston's card. If I click on Hugh Jennings, I do get Hugh Jennings. Weird. Always get the glitches when I'm on stream. So at shortstop, I had the one and only Oscar Charleston, who did extremely poorly, a 183 average at second at shortstop. His fielding stats, a 2 zone rating. So pretty good for Oscar. Test him out at shortstop. Crazy. What about these other guys? Pedro. Oh yeah, I click on Pedro Martinez, and apparently Manny Machado was my starting pitcher, who had 3 wins and 2 losses. Very good, Manny. Very good. Mike Mussina. Hey, you're the right one. Newhouser and Ohtani. So yeah, looks like there are a few cards that mixed up. Wilbur Cooper transformed into Charles Bender. At least he's a pitcher. Kirby Yates, Ivan Rodriguez. So yeah, maybe it's just a glitch. I probably have to empty my cache. If you ever get these issues, glad it came up. If you ever get these issues, just go and empty your cache in OOTP. You can do it in the settings menu, I believe. Maybe I can do it here. No. Yeah, just go do that and the card should be fine again. All right, so this is the team. How did we do? We ended up, oops, want that one. Look at that. My lights, camera, action team, which I drafted this with, made it all the way to the finals, where we lost to the Swingers. Lights, camera, action, Hollywood, and Swingers. Yeah, go see Babylon. What a matchup. What a perfect matchup for the movie I saw yesterday. And we lost to them 4-2. Let's give a shout out to that manager. That is Arclick. Arclick, if you're in the stream, congratulations on taking out Lights, Camera, Action. That's a high diamond. This is the best I've ever done in this tournament here. In all perfect cards, this is the best I've done, coming second. I've won a silver. I think that's it. And it's hard to get in these. If you miss that 2-hour window when these come out, they fill up really quick. So I'm going to have to watch for the next one, because these are my favorite ones right now. And especially when I come second. So yes, that's cool. I will get a nice high diamond. Would have been nice to get that perfect, but I'm not going to complain. Let's see who our best players were, because I remember I go off intuition. So if I look at who performed the best, I kind of remember these names for the next time I draft. So Ted Williams led the tournament. He was MVP in 2 rounds. He is a stud, 10 home runs, a 429 average. So if you ever have the chance in your 6 picks to pick Ted Williams, you might want to take him. Ed Delahanty, 2nd overall in the tournament, a 422 average, 4 home runs. Very good. And 3rd was the perfect Mel Ott. If you've watched my YouTube videos, I was a fanboy in my early Gladiator series for Mel Ott. he was the captain of the Rocky Mountain Gladiators, the diamond version. So he had a good tournament. He hit 420 and had 2 MVP rounds. So way to go, Mel Ott. Pitching wise, who led in terms of pitching? We had Dwight Gooden. I expect that. I would draft Dwight Gooden every day of the week if he showed up. I did not have him as a choice, but he went 5-2 for the Atlanta Brave team he was on. So he must have made like the semifinals. And he had an ERA of where is that there? ERA of 142, a whip of 0.79. He's good, guys. He is good. Cliff Lee, second overall for pitchers. He had a 171 ERA, and he was tied with the perfect Warren Spahn. Guys, you might want to consider for the bullpen, Corbin Burns had 8 saves in this tournament. Wow. 8 saves, high ERA. And Hippo Vaughn had 8 saves. He had a 5.93 ERA, so I don't know if I trust him that much. All right, good. War-wise, Dwight Gooden and Greg Maddux with Walter Johnson. And that makes sense. These are arguably, take out the championship, the PCTS cards, and these are probably the 3 best packable or mission reward pitchers right now. Gooden, Maddux, and Johnson. All righties, I believe. Yep. So probably the 3 best right-handed pitchers in the game right now that weren't part of a tournament kind of style accomplishment. Batting wise, who is a war? 19 home runs for Babe Ruth. Look at that. Babe Ruth, MVP of 2 different rounds, 19 home runs. And this was a 1992 setting. So it makes sense. Kind of the power years, the steroid years were just kind of beginning. So Babe Ruth, yeah, he had a 1.079 slugging. Frank Thomas actually led in home runs. He had 19 home runs. Another great card. You pull a Frank Thomas, congrats. Yeah, it's always good when you're in these perfect drafts. If you don't win, you can still go in and check out the final results and then kind of take notes a little bit. Who are the players that are doing really well? Remember I said I liked Rod Carew? He had 10 doubles in the tournament. Again, really affordable card. Ricky, yeah. I've seen a few people, maybe even yourself, commenting on Discord how we got to get these LE cards in the game. Good question. I don't think they're going to change for this year because the cycle's almost done. But next year's version of the game is going to be really interesting. How are they going to start it off? 2 things. Choice packs. Will those be the norm now for rewards? And 2, quick tournaments. A lot of people are not complaining, but a lot of people think there are too many standard packs given out for quick tournaments. I don't mind. I don't mind getting 3, 5, or 10 packs, but there are a lot of people that think it's too much. So I'm wondering if they're going to scale those back. I hope they don't, or maybe they have some sort of choice packs in quick tournaments. And the third thing I would like to see, Erie, is some sort of tournament for ranking in those quick tournaments. Because right now it's just the other tournaments. It's the drafts. It's the traditional tournaments. I'd like to see some sort of reward for those people that do well in the quick tournaments. Have some sort of tournament for them. So those are 3 things that I'm going to keep my eye on for the new game. Yes, that is the brand new Gooden. Yep. The brand new one. He's good. He's costly, but he's good. Do those people work for OOTP? I don't know. I don't work for OOTP. None of the affiliates work for OOTP, at least not in a big way. Of course, Dish does. The ones that you see on the official channel, like TJ, Rich, Dish, Axel, sometimes they, I do believe, work for OOTP, but not the affiliates. Gorgo and myself and EVC, yeah, we don't work for OOTP. Sporer does. He's the new head guy for content, I think, creation. Rob says, I wish the quick prizes were better. Yeah. The thing is, Rob, it's tough to find that balance, right? Because do you want cards like Dwight Gooden in these drafts? I don't want them as prizes, because then after a few weeks or months, you're going to have all these Dwight Goodens in the game that people have won through these tournaments. I don't mind the cards they have as tournament rewards. I don't mind that they give really good ones for the PTCS. For these drafting ones, like this one here, I wouldn't want to see a mega meta card, like a huge peak Babe Ruth or Dwight Gooden. I wouldn't want to see them as prizes. I don't know. I just think it kind of ruins the game a little bit if you give those as prizes and then in a month or 2 months, we have 100 of them in the game. I don't mind how they do it with missions or with packs. Luck of the draw. All right, let's escape this tournament and let's go and do some theme team analysis. Still a story I want to tell, but I'm waiting for Gorgo to appear at some point. So Gorgo, if you're ghosting, if you're out there, just put a quick message in chat if you have a chance, because pretty cool thing that happened during your last stream on Saturday when I was watching your stream. All right, let us get into an Ace of Iron. I know some of you play Ace of Iron, so I am going to enter to 2014. So if you have spots open, get into the Iron 2014. Let's see if we match up against each other. There you go. Thank you, Erie. So set your alarms. If you want to guarantee yourself a spot in these perfectos, you've got like 90 minutes before they fill up. So I'm assuming that's Eastern Standard Time. So for me, that would be 5:20 a.m. or 5:20 p.m. So there you go. Those are the times that the new ones get released. You don't have to do the draft right away. You can wait 24 hours pretty much to do the draft, but that's when you can enter them. Eastern Standard Time? Okay. So there you go. Yeah, I always forget. 5:20 in the morning is really early for me. I don't think my significant other is going to appreciate an alarm going off at 5:20, but I'll try and definitely make the evening ones. All right, so let's go into my theme team. And I'm going to switch screens again here. Give me 1 second. Again, I got knocked out by Cubs fan Steve. I noticed that yesterday. It was Cub fan Steve, a longtime follower of the channel. He knocked me out, kept me in bronze. He went on to lose in the semifinals to the eventual champion Sega Sonics team. And he goes up to silver. I stay in bronze. But I want to show you the changes to the team. These are the players I added last season. So within the last week, they are part of Lights, Camera, Action. First of all, I got myself an Adam Wainwright. Not top tier pitcher, but above average pitcher, in my opinion. And Adam Wainwright, did you know he played in the movie Proximity in 2016? You see his name on the poster there in the top right-hand corner. Yes, he played, let's see. On a date, she runs into her ex-boyfriend, played by Adam Wainwright, to create a love triangle. So Adam Wainwright in Proximity, he qualifies for Lights, Camera, Action. We are up on our next break here, guys. We will be back in 90 seconds. Stay tuned. Be back for more Lights, Camera, Action very shortly. All right, welcome back after those lovely messages from our sponsors. We are back to take a look again at the newest players added to our theme team. But before I do that, I want to give again thanks to the recent followers, Evil Empire 01. Thank you for the follow. And a special thank you to Heath DG. Heath DG, where are you from? Were you the post that said you were from Carolina? So many messages, I can't remember who was who already, but Heath DG has subscribed. My 11th subscriber. Woohoo! 11th subscriber with his Prime subscription. Thank you so much, Heath. And Heath, I'm not sure if you know, but this is usually when I tell people to plug their ears, because when I get a new subscriber, they get not just Laptop Hound, the OOTP streamer, they get Laptop Hound, the singing streamer. Yes. So this one, Heath, is for you. You get Stompin' Tom, the hockey song. Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps, and the players bump, and the fans go all insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores, it's a good old hockey game. Heath, you're the best. Thank you so much for the subscription with Prime, and hope you enjoy the content moving forward. Whew. Better than singing Tina Turner, that's for sure. Okay, you can unplug your ears now, guys. It's safe. Safe to unplug the ears. All right. Okay, so we added Adam Wainwright. Also added Zach Britton to the bullpen. So I added 4 pitchers and then 1 positional player. Zach Britton, he was in a TV show or movie, Unicorn Saviors. He played a demon, and he was also in the short playing Cell in Trustfall. So there you go. Zach Britton, I get to add as a lefty in my bullpen, and he is now part of Lights, Camera, Action. Next pitcher I added, very cheap on the card shop. I think I paid $25,000 for Christy Mathewson. Again, he is an above average pitcher, a right-handed starter, and he played in Love and Baseball. He acted in Love and Baseball. Christy Mathewson is engaged to Lillian Terry, daughter of Edwin Terry, a rich merchant. The father favors the match, but dislikes the way Christy fools away his time playing baseball. So there you go. His one and only claim to fame in front of the camera in 1914, Christy Mathewson. And I would imagine that would have been a silent film. And I added a premier pitcher, one of the Cooperstown mission cards that everyone was looking for a few months ago. Carl Hubble, left-handed starter, got added to the team, and he played in the movie Big Leaguer. Yeah, 1953. Big Leaguer 1 hour, 11 minutes. And there you see in the beginning credits of the movie, you see his name there. William Campbell, Richard Jekyll, and Carl Hubble. So he qualifies for the team. So definitely improved my pitching staff because I don't want to stay in bronze. I want to go up to silver. And then last week I added, if you have good pitchers, you need someone that's going to frame those pitchers. Catching is important in this game. It helps your pitchers out. So when you draft a catcher or when you get a catcher for your team, don't just look at his batting stats. Don't just look at his catching, ratings. Consider that you want catchers to make your pitchers better. That happens in this game. So if you get an elite catcher, he will improve your pitcher because he'll be able to frame up the pitches. He'll be able to get those strikes that maybe should have been balls, theoretically, in the simulation. So I was able to I put in a buy order for Yogi Berra, and it got filled within 24 hours. And I think Yogi Berra is one of the top catchers in the game, maybe not hitting wise, but he's definitely better. I would play him over Mike Piazza. I would play him over Johnny Bench, King Kelly. Defensively, I think Ivan Rodriguez is pretty good too, the Platinum Rodriguez. But yeah. And Yogi Berra, well, Yogi, we know, was loving to be in front of the camera. He was in the TV show Airless. He was in something called That Touch of Milk with Cary Grant and Doris Day. And he was on the Phil Silvers show back in the day. Plus many other things. I looked up his IMDb, and there are close to 90 things that he appeared in front of the camera. A lot of them were talk shows or baseball shows, but these ones would qualify for him to be on the team. One of his great quotes, on the great Sandy Koufax, I can see how he won 25 games. What I don't understand is how he lost 5. And yes, Sandy Koufax is on this team too. So I'm happy to reunite Sandy Koufax with Yogi Berra. Those were the 5 newest players added to Lights Camera Action. So go get yourself a Yogi Berra at some point. Go get yourself a Carl Hubble, really good pitcher. Adam Wainwright, really good pitcher. If you can't afford the Randy Johnson, the Pedro Martinez, the Dwight Gooden, the Walter Johnson, the Greg Maddux, these are kind of the guys in that next tier down. Yeah, I love that one too, Wildcat. You can observe a lot just by watching. Man, I think he ultimately is top 5 quote giver of all time. Definitely number 1 in baseball, for sure. What show? I'll go back to Yogi. There we go. Airless, That Touch of Mink, and the Phil Silvers show that Yogi appeared in. Plus, like I said, over 80 other appearances on TV in some way, shape, or form. But those 3 are kind of more of that acting. And even if a player plays himself, like Yogi Berra did, I still count it because he's still in front of the cameras. He's still reading off a script or reading lines that were written for him. So to me, even if they play themselves, like a lot of sports people do, it still counts because it's still a scripted show. Okay, let's get back to the team. Still waiting to see if Gorgo pops in. I haven't seen Gorgo around for the next 2 days or last couple days. He will be streaming tomorrow. So if you want to learn more about the game and watch him with his 3 teams, he streams at 3 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. All right, let me take off this and put this back on. All right, so these are what we have in terms of packs. We have 103 packs. We have a few silver, some gold, some historical, some diamond. Again, I'm going to wait until these better cards come out. Now I'm in the zone. I'm in the window in the next 3 or 4 weeks where I'm going to open a bulk of packs, because now the best cards, or many of the best cards, we're going to see over the next 4 to 6 weeks. And I know the window's closing in terms of the new game coming out, but I'd rather save my really good packs until later on. So let's look at that choice pack. So I got this from finishing second in the perfect draft yesterday. Yeah, I'm sure Gorgo is probably in the kitchen right now, got the apron on, the Cincinnati Reds apron. He's got the spatula out and he's mixing some, sauce up that he's going to put on his, keto food that he prepares. Yeah. The chef. Got to give him the nickname, the chef. Gorgo the chef. No, Rob. So if an actor portrayed a player, that does not count. The actual player has to be in the movie or in the TV show or on a game show before 1985. It doesn't count if they were on Johnny Carson. It doesn't count if they were on David Letterman. It doesn't count if they were on ESPN broadcasting a game. It doesn't count if they were on a radio. It has to be in front of a camera with a scripted show. So TV, movie, Broadway show, vaudeville, like I said, game show before 1985, those kind of things would qualify for players to be on my team. Good question, though. All right, these are the high diamonds I have to choose from. And before I pick one, we got to look at my missions, because I'm kind of limited. I can only complete missions if that player that I get has been in TV or movies. So the guy I'm really targeting right now is a Cooperstown guy. And that is, where is he here? Mickey Mantle. He was in some movies. Joe DiMaggio. I could go after him. I'm not sure if Honus Wagner, but Honus Wagner is still to my price range. Jimmy Fox, I checked. Jimmy Fox does not qualify, unfortunately. He was not in TV or movies. Gary Maddox, I don't think qualifies either. So I don't think I can get Gary Maddox. So the guy that I want here could be Stan Musial. I'm not sure if he was in TV or movies. He's the closest of Cooperstown 5. Jimmy Fox, I'm not going to bother going for. Greg Maddox, can't use him. Mariano Rivera, I've already got. He was on a kids' TV series. And I'm looking for, where is he now? Where is that picture I was gunning for? Walter Johnson would be ideal. If I could get this Walter Johnson. So if one of those high diamonds is a war high diamond, I probably will take that one. Yeah. Commercials don't count either. I considered it, but so many players have been in commercials. I didn't want to widen the player pool that much. So yeah, I do not include commercials. Otherwise, I'd have a few of those. All right, let's take a look at these players by going to their profile. So this is how you can tell the missions that they're in. If you right-click and open their profile, in the bottom right side of the screen, middle right side, it shows the current missions. So here is a Walter Johnson mission card. Pretty cool. In the card shop, he's selling for $77,000. I could sell him right now if I wanted to for $50,000. So he definitely is number one choice right now. Johnny Vandermeer selling for $69,000. He is part of the Walter Johnson. So that's good. I'm going to get myself a Walter Johnson card. This was the right draft to come second in. Ken Williams is part of Power. So that is the Mickey Mantle. But I like my outfield right now, so I don't really want him. I don't need a catcher. I've got Johnny Bench and Yogi Berra, so I don't need CC5 Johnny Bench because I've already got him. So Posada, not in the mix. Harry, none on the market. Selling for about $63,000. He is part of the Stan Musial. That's the one I'm closest on. But I got decent first baseman. And shortstop, Herman Long. Herman Long selling for $68,000. He is part of Stan Musial as well. All right, well, that makes it really easy. It's either going to be Johnny Vandermeer or Joe Dobson. Both are commanding a lot on the card shop. So the question is, did any of these two appear in movies or TV? Because if they did, they are going to be the one that I select. So let me just do a quick check on IMDb. You won't see this screen because I'm showing the OOTP screen right now. And let's check it out. And I couldn't do this beforehand because I did not know which cards I was going to get. So Joe Dobson, IMDb. What have you got for me? Joe Dobson. IMDb, always the best to kind of confirm things. If any of you can look up Johnny Vandermeer on IMDb, that would save me a little bit of time. Look up Johnny Vandermeer, IMDb. Let me know if he qualifies to be on the team. So if I'm going to lock him in, I might as well make sure I could use him. All right, there are a few Joe Dobsons, so I got to make sure I find the right one. That one's from 2009. I don't think it's him. I don't think Joe Dobson qualifies. Nope, I can't find anything on Joe Dobson. So, Johnny Vandermeer. Johnny Vandermeer played in the early 1900s. Don't think he will qualify either. He was in a TV special in 1938 called Remember. With Groucho Marx, Ethel Barrymore, and Johnny Vandermeer. So I think he would qualify. He definitely qualifies more than Joe Dobson. So I am going to draft him. I think, yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go with Johnny Vandermeer, 99 rated. He might even make the team if I decide to use him, and he is part of the Walter Johnson mission. The pick is in. Johnny Vandermeer. There he is, right there. And if we go to the card shop, if I do choose to sell him, I could make at least probably 70,000, maybe 60,000. All right, that is my reward from a perfect team. Thanks again for everyone that is tuning in today on this Tuesday. Love having you here. Love talking with you guys. Feel free to type in the chat. Feel free to ask any questions about Perfect Team, about OOTP, about my opinion on certain cards, certain players. I'm not a statistical guy, so I don't analyze, all the different stats. I go by intuition and feel. I've made Perfect League twice using that, but haven't succeeded, obviously, in winning Perfect League or staying there. So yeah, I'm still limited in my knowledge of the game, but happy to pass along anything that might help you out. Oh, there we go. Johnny Vandermeer was on This Is Your Life in 1971. Good. I was kind of like this because he kind of qualified, but that does it. A game show before 1971. He would qualify. So yeah, I can put him in the lineup if I want to. But take a look at this. We are in bronze. Let's analyze the team a little bit before we open some packs. Look at this. We are first in our division. Make the screen a little bit bigger there. We are 27-9 right now. 750. 8-2 in the last 10 games, 3-game winning streak. Remember, this is a league where most teams are theme teams because we all try and pool it ourselves. We join friend lists to make sure we get in the same league as best as we can. So if I go to the overall, let's shout out some of these other theme teams here. I am in a division with Iconium Copperheads, Texas Riggins, who is not a theme team, St. Louis Browns, and the Drayton Dragons. So 3 of the 5 teams in my division are theme teams. In the Central, Gloversville Golden Glovers, GGG, run by Kip with 9 Ps. First, gloves are first lineup. Pitchers are, what is his theme? Glove first lineup. Pitchers put ball in play. Okay, that's his theme. Eric Wave, Kirby Corner. I think this is Lil Chef's team, if I'm not mistaken. If Lil Chef is still here, he can confirm that. Kirby Corner. And yeah, he's got pretty good team there. Alphabet Soup and Gibo Gremlins. And in the East, we have the Platinum Cheese Trucks. I talked to Cheese a little bit on and off on Discord. So this is his team here. He has 1 championship. And I'm not sure what the theme is. Platinum. Oh, I guess all platinum cards. Yes. Interesting. I like this theme. So this is a team. He can only use players that were a platinum card or a platinum topper. So that's why he has Hornsby. So all of his players will have platinum 1, 2, 3, or 4, or a topper. Very cool. Milwaukee's best. I'm guessing an all Brewer team. Run by Tombo, East Tennessee Appalachians. Space Lion Bear. Yes, Space Lion Bear. We've got the Caribbean Crushers. Probably players that were born in the Caribbean area. Looks like it. Carlos Delgado, Julio Franco, and A-Town A-List. Notice all his players' first names start with A. So interesting if they can be a competitive team. All your players have the first name starting with A. Here's his full roster. Look at that. Look at that. Every player. That really limits you. Can't get the Gooden. You can't get the Babe Ruth. You can't get the Walter Johnson. So good luck. I'm not sure if that can be a... He does have one championship, though. He won the iron level with it. And on the other side, we won't go through all the team names for time's sake, but some that you might recognize. I know EVC is a fan of this one. He was hoping someone would do a tribute to Brett Butler. So Brett Butler's theme team. All players that have a connection or played with Brett Butler. So again, more of a kind of a 1980s, 90s team. Who else do we have? My rival, the Jackie Robinson Rumblin' Rookies. I've met them in a final. They beat me in the Iron Championship. So we might see them again. And this team here, you might be familiar with. Take a guess. Who is running the Cincinnati area Marauders? All right, welcome back. That ad break caught me off guard, but I caught it just as it was starting, so didn't miss anything that I was kind of going through. Going through right now the theme team league that I am in. I'm in the Bronze Theme Team League, run by the one, the only, Mr. EVC, who I see has joined us in the chat today. Welcome, EVC. Good to see you. And EVC broadcasts typically on Monday and Fridays. So he kind of gives you a wrap up of the theme teams, how they did on the weekend. And he also kind of talks about the new cards after they're released on Thursday and how they might fit in theme teams. So if you haven't checked out his stream, go check those out. 3:30, usually on Mondays and Fridays. All theme team, all the time. And congratulations on making perfect last week. EVC, I know you didn't stay in perfect, just like myself. It's tough to stay there, but it's always fun just to be with the cool kids for at least a week in the theme team. So yes, guess the set for Thursday's milestone. So they're going to be a giveaway tomorrow. So there's going to be a giveaway tomorrow. So EVC is doing an impromptu short notice stream Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Going to do a giveaway. Is that going to be a stream, or is that just going to be something that you post in Discord for tomorrow, EVC? Are you going to do the stream, or just post the giveaway and then do the stream as always on Friday with the results? So yes, EVC, guess the milestone release. Which players are going to come in the game? I've already given a couple players, Vlad Guerrero Sr. and Cy Young at some point, probably as a topper for Cy Young. But those are two that we're definitely going to see at some point in these missions. Maybe a few other really cool cards too. Remember, if they have a peak card already, we probably won't see them. So yes, welcome to the stream EVC. We are talking today about theme teams and going through the bronze theme teams. And very cool that some of the people in chat, I noticed Rob a little earlier said, hey, I'm in this league. There you go. Rob says, hey, I'm in this league. I didn't even know it. Yes. So just kind of covering some of the teams. I know EVC doesn't have time to cover every league in depth. He kind of goes through, the playoffs and then the leagues that he is in with his theme teams. So this gives me a chance to kind of show you a league that maybe he doesn't show a lot because I don't think he's in here. No, he's not. So the one I showed you before the break was Gorgo. Gorgo has finally been convinced to join the theme team club. And he has created a team of all players that either played for the Reds or were from the Cincinnati area. Maybe they went to college there, maybe they went to high school there, born there, but any player from the Cincinnati area or played for the Cincinnati Reds. So this is his first time in theme team. He already had a team in bronze, so he just converted it and dumped the players he had and picked up players that would qualify for the team. Rob, what again is your team? Let's take a look at your team, Rob. Posted in the chat there. I might have missed it if you posted a little bit earlier. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, EVC unfortunately is not like Dish, who can probably access all the leagues at any time and show you standings. Yeah, we only get access as affiliates to leagues that we're currently in. So a little bit of a bummer that we can't show all of them, but at least you get to see a good mix. You are the South Jersey Chessmen. South Jersey Chessmen. So you are on the other side. You're in the NC conference. So if I meet up with you, it won't be until the finals. And of course, we've got a coming in. Oh, since you're here, EVC, I want to show you this because you missed this earlier. I was talking about my new additions to the team. This week's additions. And let me get back to it. So maybe you've looked at my team, maybe you haven't recently, but I did add Adam Wainwright because EVC and I like when we find cool little facts about players that, like for him, it was Vida Blue. When he saw Vida Blue's name on a movie poster, it was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And so these are the newest additions. Adam Wainwright, who is in the movie Proximity. Zach Britton, who is in a couple television series or shorts. Christy Mathewson, who is in a silent film, 1914 Love and Baseball, in a love triangle. And Carl Hubble. Carl Hubble, who starred with William Campbell and Richard Jekyll in the movie Big Leaguer in 1953. So I got to add those, and I added someone to catch the ball for them. I added Yogi Berra to Lights, Camera, Action because Yogi Berra has been in many, many different things in front of the camera, including Airless, That Touch of Milk with Doris Day, and The Phil Silver Show. So I want to get out of bronze, EVC. I'm doing my best, and I was able to add those 4 players last week. Okay, let's get back to the screen here. And let's take a look at, since Rob's in the chat, and Rob's a big time follower of the channel, let's shout out his team. He's not a theme team, it doesn't have the TTC on it, but he was placed in a theme team league. And these are his South Jersey Chessmen. And Rob has won a couple awards. He's won the 2054 Stone and the 2053 rookie. So he went back to back with championships. There's his Roy Parnell hitting 381. So yeah, Rob, I would say that was a good pickup. Absolutely. And we have Kevin Brown, who we picked up, and he is 3-0 currently in bronze with a 2.44 ERA. So very good. So I may come across you at some point. Let's check if we have a matchup against each other. Let's see. Oh, you play my rival. You play the Rumblin' Jackie Robinson team. Ooh. Have fun with that team, Rob. You might want to prepare, because you play them 7 times within a month and a half. Oh, yeah, that will be fun. No, you don't play me there. Sometimes we see teams play across the conferences. Sometimes we don't. Again, you play 10 times, 12 times. You play the Rumblin' Rookies. So if you're going to make the playoffs, Rob, you got to get by one of those really, really elite theme teams. They're crushing you so far. Well, like I said, they are my rival. So here is my bronze one-time championship team, the limited edition Roger Clemens. Yep, I saved up for this one. I got it for a good deal on the card shop, and he's faced many good teams, including the Fernando Valenzuela theme team by EVC, the Rumblin' Rookies, the Metropolitan Mets. He's gone up against some of the best. He was the pitcher of the year a couple years ago. Yeah, he dominates the lower levels. Sandy Koufax, he currently is 5-0. Adam Wainwright, 2-2. And this is the guy that I showed you earlier. He was in that movie. Carl Hubble is currently 5-0. If you're in the lower levels, he's kind of expensive right now, $70,000. You might get him for $50 if you put a buy order up. He's not in the elite of the elite pitchers, but he's in that next tier down, in my opinion. And Christy Mathewson, little bit above average pitcher. He's good for me as a number 5 guy. And in the bullpen, I've got Zach Britton, Vida Blue, Kurt Schilling, Pedro Martinez, the Mission Pedro, Satchel Paige, my only gold or lower in pitching, Tug McGraw, one of the best relievers in the game still, and Mariano Rivera. That is the pitching rotation. But what I'm curious to see is, how is Yogi doing? How is Yogi Berra doing in bronze? Well, he's only hitting 244, but I didn't get him for his offense. And he's a minus zone rating. Interesting. Sometimes I get the feeling that cards only perform when they get to the level that they should be in. Like Yogi should be in gold or diamond, and we'll probably see better results from him there. Sometimes some of these top level cards just suck at lower levels, and I don't get it. Maybe it's just the random generator, or maybe it's, hey, this guy's too good for bronze. We're going to tone him down a little bit until he gets to a higher level. That's my conspiracy theory. So my best hitters right now, we've got Johnny Bench, who is hitting 302. Way to go, Johnny. We have George Sisler hitting 294. I love Rod Carew, very underrated card. What is he selling for? $33,000. Yeah, if you want You want a good first, second baseman at the lower levels? Get yourself a Rod Carew. Decent defense, decent speed. And in bronze right now, hitting almost 300. Tops bunt, Manny Machado, hitting 264. Cleon Jones, who I bought on the card shop so I could finish the mission. Yes, that finished the Tris Speaker mission. And Tris Speaker, look at that, is hitting 371. If you could only pick and choose a few missions to finish, Cooperstown 5, Tris Speaker, well worth it. He's selling for 350. Yeah, small sample size and RNG. I can't remember what movie Manny Machado appeared in. As I talked about before, a lot of times these players appear as themselves, but if it's a scripted scenario, I don't mind that. I can't remember what he was in. I know you did have it on your show when I won the championship. He was part of the feature that you did there with that slide that I sent, but I can't remember offhand what he was in. He was in something. Hank Aaron, who was in a movie later in his life where he played a scout in the movie. I think it was called Perfect or Summer Perfect or Perfect Summer or something like that. So many players, so many movies. Mike Donlin, who's been in quite a few in the 1900s. And Giancarlo Stanton, who is on the TV series with The Rock called Ballers, hitting 250. He'll probably be a guy I replace pretty soon. So in Lights, Camera, Action, we are currently sporting 3 players gold. Satchel Paige, Frank Baker, and Derek Jeter. All in a kind of a minor role. Frank Baker hitting 208. Yeah, I need to replace him. I'm really looking for a good third baseman to tandem with Manny Machado. So I'm looking, if you have any ideas for a good right-handed pitching dominant third baseman to platoon with Manny. But he's got to be in a movie or TV show. So George Brett obviously is the obvious choice, but I'd have to look him up on IMDb. There you go. Playing with heart as himself. And again, I don't mind if it's as himself as long as it's not a talk show, as long as it's something scripted. And like I said, I don't include TV commercials. Even though they are scripted, it's a TV commercial. And that just opens the door to so many more players. And I want to kind of keep it a little bit more narrow focused. Well, let's see if we can get someone to replace Frank Baker. It is time. It is time. Let me get to my pack opening. Where are the dogs? Where is the howling Wildcat Bandit? Cubs fan Steve, if you're in the audience, have your card shop ready because I put duplicates on there for the lowest price to help you guys out if you need it. Del Pratt. Don't have this one yet. Remember, I'm only really interested in players that help me fill missions or players that can immediately play on the team. All right, we have our first gold. First gold player is Spud. Spud is not part of any missions. Is he a new card? Let's see. Let's go that first time card. Spud. Doesn't look like it. I don't think he was part of the first time players card. There's Steve. Steve, I just realized last night you beat me. You're the World War II team, aren't you? You beat me in bronze. You kept me in bronze this week, didn't you, Steve? All right, we got the sirens. We got the dogs howling. Oh, that's not you? Oh, okay. I thought I saw a Cubs fan as the owner. Maybe it's a different Cubs fan. Hey, we've got our first diamond. Could it be historical? Hey! Yes! Yes! Any Platinum 4 card is wonderful. All right. Jose Mesa. Commanding 26,000. He is in the Relief Pitcher Series. The question is, for those of you that are on Google right now, usually Cicero does my research for me. Jose Mesa, IMDb. Does he qualify? Was Jose Mesa in any kind of TV show or movie? Because this guy can definitely step in the lineup. Jose Mesa would replace Satchel Paige like that if he qualifies. All right, we will have to. Oh, EVC, the bearer of bad news today, does not look like it. All right, well, we'll keep him for the missions. That would have been nice to add to the bullpen. Right, we got Buck O'Neill and Orville Riggins. Nice bookend silver Negro League players. A lot of those guys weren't in TV or movies, so unfortunately, I can't use a lot of Negro League players. There were a few, like, of course, Jackie Robinson. He counts. Nothing on those packs. Looking for someone, anyone, a third baseman or relief pitcher are my two top needs right now. A right-hand dominant third baseman and any kind of reliever. All right, we have a gold card. Gold card is a card that is good for missions. Part of the AL All-Star Pitcher mission. Got to keep that one because I think there's some free packs if you complete that mission. All right, Rob says it, believe it or not, it looks like Mesa was a sound department editor guy who preferred to work behind the camera. Unfortunately, they got to be in front of the camera. You know what I found out too? Did you guys know that Randy Johnson, when he retired, did a lot of camera work at NFL games and sporting events? I did not realize that. I saw pictures of Randy Johnson on the sideline with his camera doing some work. So apparently he's big into photography. Good on him. Randy Johnson. Speaking of which, perfect Randy Johnson right about now would be really nice. OOTP. All right, now we're getting into some dud packs here. Nothing I can offer up, you guys, and nothing that is helping my team other than missions right now. All right, the gold card number 3. This time we have Brendan Donovan. And I always quick sell my live gold because no one's looking for them. There's really no high-end live gold player right now. And gold number 4, back-to-back golds. And this time it is Corbin Burns, who I do not have yet. So better keep him for missions. All right, Cubs fan Steve, bring in the heat, bring in the dogs, bring in the logo, and look at that. Steve, you did it again. Not a high-end card, but you brought me a couple of Plat 4. Plat 4 bronze, double plat. The dogs, the hounds are working. And D Gray Bill, the only ones I won't quick sell are those on the end of year missions. Yeah, good point. Like that Sandy card. If it's a duplicate, people will buy it. It should be. Yeah, it should be their EVC. It's the one that looks cartoonish if you see in Cubs fan Steve there. There's that one. And then I think everyone gets the dog one. I think it's just in the standard emotes because I get the dog on any channel that I watch. You might have to scroll down a bit though. And EVC, I did fix your timeout issue. Last time EVC was on, he used too many emotes and he got timed out for 600 seconds. He got timed out for 10 minutes. So I think, yeah, Cubs fan Steve did too. So I fixed that. I fixed it and it should be okay now. And another duplicate Plat 4 card. I've got it already, so it's going to go in the card shop for $99. Anyone needs Randy for Plat 4 bronze mission? He's on the card shop. All right, come on. Still looking. One card that I can add to my team. It can't be Jose Mesa. I'm going to dig into him a little bit more and see if there's something. Gold card number 6 is Bill Dietrich. Definitely with that stuff cannot play on this team. He is an early type of player. What is he selling for? Part of the rebirth mission, so I will keep him, but he cannot replace Satchel Paige. All right. Cats will work. That'll work, EVC. Oh, you use him in Ace of Bronze, so that's a good deal. Excellent. Hopefully someone picks him up. Hey, we've got diamond number 2. Plat. Let's go Plat 4 Eric Gagne as a Canadian-born baseball player. It is not Plat 4 Eric Gagne. Part of 3 missions. I don't have him yet, so I will keep Jimmy. Hey, we have Dustin Pedroia, bronze, Plat 4, and a gold. Gold is Mr. Jimenez. And we will quick sell him. All right, we'll open about 6 or 7 more packs on this team just before our last break here. Ed Willett. Dead Ball Silver Pitchers. Welcome to the missions. And in case you missed it earlier, when I opened up this file here, I had a choice pack. I finished second in the all-perfect draft last night. So that got me Johnny Vandermeer, who qualifies for the team because he's been in front of the camera. And it also gets me one step closer to Walter Johnson. Walter Johnson does qualify for the team if I can ever get there. Gold card number 9 is Future Legend. And these ones are still holding value. Guys, if you pull duplicate Future Legends, even if they're gold, do not sell them. Do not quick sell them. Put them on the market. These ones are retaining their value. And the reason why they're retaining value is because the mission rewards tend to give you packs rather than a player you're never going to use again. So I would keep the any card you get for future legends. And some of them are part of the CC missions. This one's part of CC2 hits. So yeah, you'll notice this gold card is still selling for about 4,000 perfect points. So those are good. That's a good one. Imagine that. Never seen that card. I need some more of those first timers. Dish pulled a couple of them last episode, but I haven't pulled any first timers yet. I feel a perfect. Come on, we need some more dogs. We need some pumping up in the chat. Let's do it, guys. Let's get this theme team a card that they can use. Gold card number 10. This time, we'll keep them because we don't have them, but not going to help us. All right, and we are on our last ad break here, so we will be back in about a minute and a bit. Stay tuned. 9 more packs to pull that premium card. All right, we are back for the last few minutes of this episode. I am back Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. EVC is on tomorrow at, I believe, 3 p.m. Eastern. And also Dishnet with the new packables and new missions, at least missions. I'm not sure about packables on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, I'm going to open 5 more packs. And then I want to tell the story that involves Gorgo, and the EVC will appreciate this too, because it kind of ties him in a little bit too. Something that happened during Gorgo's stream on Friday. So stay tuned. We'll open a few more packs, 3 more packs. Come on, where are those premium cards? Okay, let's go last pack, last chance for the dance. And it is a gold. It is. I'd say that is a tribute to those of you putting the emotes in the chat. That is a good card to end off on. Carl Mays. He could make the team. He could replace Satchel Paige. Again, I'll have to look him up. He is a Cincinnati Reds. And Gorgo, you are here. Excellent. I've got a story to tell you in just a minute. Don't leave quite yet. And look who I just pulled, Gorgo. Gorgo shows up, and I pull Cincinnati Reds, Carl Mays. There we go. And I think Nightbot didn't like your all caps there, Gorgo. That's okay. I've cut off the big time timeouts. Nightbot gets drunk once in a while. Bill is in the mail. Well, I think, Gorgo, when you see what I'm going to show you soon here, you might want to add at least 1 more 0 to that bill. So yes, Gorgo, welcome to the theme teams. Welcome to today's stream. And look at that. We can't end off on a gold. How about we end off on a diamond? Gorgo, don't send that bill out yet. Look what you're bringing to the team. Look what you're bringing, Gorgo. Gorgo, you're going to have to work out with your wife that you are busy Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. Because the guy walks in and I get Carl Mays and Carlos Rover. I don't think I can use Rover. I doubt he was in any kind of TV or movies. He's part of the Negro League 2 mission, the early years. And we're not ending off on this diamond. We went gold, diamond. What do you say? How about a perfect? Open up a couple more. Because when you get on a roll, you want to stay on that roll. And we're not. All right, we're going to leave the 39 packs for another time. Still a lot of premium packs to open up. And before we leave today, Thank you for the 180 of you that are still here. Thank you again, Heath Dog, for the Prime subscription. Thank you, dhenny12, for the recent follow. You are now follower 513, at least based on my screen. And thank you guys for hanging out today. I do have a story to tell, though. I'm just going to switch screens here. All right. So as you know, because, hey, I know that you follow Gorgo, and if you don't, make sure you do follow Gorgo, a great OOTP affiliate streamer. He's been at this for a long time, and he's got really cool stories to tell. And he streams typically on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And I tune in when I can. I sit down with my coffee because we both love coffee, and we love to talk stories from the past, and we love this game, and we love our community and fellow affiliate streamers. So when Gorgo was on Saturday, let me find the right slide here. Okay. So you see up in the top corner here, I'm watching Gorgo, and Gorgo pulls a perfect card. And he's got a big smile on his face, as we all do when we pull perfect cards. And I thought back to around Christmas when EVC was pulling cards, and he started pulling perfect cards. And I hopped onto my OOTP, and I went to the Rocky Mountain Gladiators, and I said, Gorgo hit a perfect. I got to start opening packs. So Gorgo opened up his pack, and it was a live Lopez, which, hey, is at least 20,000 perfect points. And so I start opening packs on my Gladiator team, and lo and behold, right there in the middle, I pull a perfect, as Gorgo's streaming and has just pulled his perfect, just like when EVC pulled 5 historical perfects before Christmas. Do you remember EVC, if you're still here? Do you remember the perfect card I pulled as you were streaming? Let's test your memory. Let's test that New York memory. Because he pulled his last one, I think, was Satchel Paige. And that's when I pulled my 80 gold Satchel Paige. And it was so funny because I messaged him on Discord and said, oh, EVC, I pulled a page. And he's like, no way, no way. And he goes and checks, and it was the gold Satchel Paige. No, it wasn't Boudreaux. Close, though. It was from that set of cards. It was the Delahanty. So I pulled the Delahanty. So here I'm watching Gorgo. He opens a perfect. I start opening cards, and I get a perfect. And I have to tell you guys, it's too bad I wasn't streaming. The card I received for the Rocky Mountain Gladiators was the perfect fit for my team. I couldn't have asked for a better card. Not Josh Gibson, not Satchel Paige, not Randy Johnson or Frank Thomas. You know who I pulled because of Gorgo and watching his stream and the packs that he pulls? That's what I pulled on Saturday watching Gorgo. There you go. See if I can, there we go. Let's make it a little bit bigger there. So Gorgo, I'm glad you made it to the chat. I wanted to tell this story yesterday because, I owe this card to you and you streaming. If you wouldn't have been streaming, if you didn't open that perfect card, I would not have opened packs, and I would not have got this card here. So again, just to show you, that this isn't photoshopped or anything like that. There's Gorgo with his live. I started to record. I wasn't live or anything like that. I just made a quick little video. I've got Bad Hair Day going, got my Blue Jay cap on, I'm opening packs, and there you see the Lefty Grove. So, yeah, I'd say it was a good Gorgo stream day for both of us. So thank you, Gorgo, and thank you, Razor FMG, because Razor FMG, if you notice on the Gorgo slide, see if I can find that here. And I remember Gorgo saying something too on his stream. So here's Gorgo's stream right here. You can see him up in the corner. And in his chat, this is so funny. In his chat, Razor FMG, who follows Gorgo and myself, started posting dogs. That's kind of the emote that I have my followers use. And Gorgo says, "Hey, there's the hound dogs." That's what Laptop Hound uses. And at the same time, I'm pulling a Lefty Grove. So I thought I had to record that. I thought I had to show you guys, because it's not often in this game where we can have these really fun, special moments. And so for me, pulling this card while watching Gorgo pull a perfect and seeing my emote on Gorgo's stream, the timing was just fantastic. So I kept pulling packs this time while Dish was streaming. So here's the secret, guys. When affiliates or OOTP streamers are on, maybe pull a few packs, because that same night Dish starts to stream and I open up a few packs. And you guys know me, I save most of my packs for streams. So I thought I'll open 10 or 15. So I got that one on Gorgo, and then I opened this one on DishNet. And not as great of a card, but hey, it's a historical perfect, and it was a fun moment. So very, very, very cool story. Open packs when streamers are on. That card claps. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Thanks for taking a look at my theme team. We looked at Gorgo. We looked at your theme team a little earlier and explained that. Big shout out for EVC. I know he's taking on a lot. He's probably got over 150 theme teams that he tries to manage now. And he is providing such a wonderful service for the community, because we're in the dog days of this game right now. We're getting close to the end of 23, and many people will be moving on to 24. I won't. I'll be staying on both. But EVC is providing a service that is going to keep us enjoying this game even longer. And maybe EVC on your stream tomorrow, because I don't know if you posted it anywhere. Are you going to continue doing 23 stream teams or theme teams when the new version comes out? Are you going to be doing both versions or just the 24 version? Because I think if you do continue, it's going to be a lot of work on you. So I don't know what your plans are for there. So yeah, Gorgo's going to do both. I'm going to stream both versions of the game, because you get to play this for another full year and more, usually until the next May. So May of 2024, you're probably still going to be able to play this version of the game. So hopefully we can keep our theme teams going for this version and next version. They're so fun. I've enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got involved. And I'm glad Gorgo got involved too. So EVC said we'll probably slide over to 24. Yeah, it is hard to continue both. Okay, so there you go. EVC may be looking for someone to take the reins of version 23 and help keep it organized. Because it's tough, because as I said yesterday, about 50% of the people completely abandon the old game to go on to the new one. 50% stay and play both. And there's a small portion that doesn't buy the new game, they just play the old game. So it definitely is a fracture in the community once that new game comes out. So hopefully someone will step up and continue to run the theme teams, because I'm just in bronze now and there's probably only about 8 more weeks. I want to work my way up. Yeah, as long as the back end provider doesn't change, because Amazon ripped us off of an extra year of OOTP 22 for sure. I'm not sure, Bri Dave, how that will work for affiliates, because this is my first year streaming, so I don't know how the transition works. If we still can give out packs for old versions, if we stream the old version. To me, it would make sense that you can, that there would still be drops, but we'll have to see what the team decides to do. Yeah, Gorgo did 2 versions together, but did viewers get drops for both versions, Gorgo, or only for the new version? Okay, probably no packs. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they'll give packs for both versions, but I know that's more to organize and more work for the team to kind of take care of. So with giveaways and drops, maybe they'll continue it for a month, but I doubt they'll do it for the full version of the game until May of 2024. Well, anyway, interesting conversations, interesting things that we can do. So again, guys, I hope your Tuesday is wonderful. I hope I made your Tuesday just a little bit better. This was episode number 50 on Twitch, my 50th episode, and on Thursday I reached my 500th follower. So a lot of 5s, a lot of 0s in the numbers this week, and of course pulling Lefty Grove and showing you and sharing that story on my 50th episode. Extremely, extremely nice to do. So thank you, Gorgo, Bri Dave, Rob, Cubs fan Steve, EVC and NYC2, everyone else that followed and subscribed to the channel recently. Heath, thank you again so much. I hope you enjoyed that Stompin' Tom Connor song. Yes, I switched it up. I didn't do my Tina Turner song today. So thank you for the subscription. Have a wonderful day. Laptop Hound shutting off the lights in the studio. Go catch EVC tomorrow. Go catch Gorgo tomorrow. Go catch Dishnet Thursday night. Have a wonderful day.